Hello students, welcome back to VA NEET Academy, and yet another week is here around. So today's week we will start with a new organelle, and today's organelle is vacuoles, a very small or else very small video topic but then an important one. So in our previous video we talked about plastids, so this week we will talk about vacuoles. Now vacuoles are an organelle which is responsible to store the water, food, waste materials, pigments, etc. So easy way to remember is just imagine your kitchen where your mom stores your food into a vessel, isn't it? And water into a bottle or a can or wherever it is. So to store your food and water you need a vessel kind of thing. So that vessel kind of thing is our vacuoles. So let's start our class for today, and hope you are checking out our community post section where we every Sunday we give you the revision test, the questions for the same, and next day morning we will upload the answer key. So do check out that as well. For that you need to subscribe us. So do subscribe, share, like and follow VA NEET Academy for more and more videos. Thank you students. So let's begin our class today. So let's get started with our class students. Today's class is on vacuoles, the storage tank of the cell. Vacuoles, the storage tank of the cell. So let's see the definition first. What is the definition, or how else you can, or else how can you define the vacuoles? Okay. So these vacuoles are membrane bound organelle, okay, filled with cell sap, okay, that store water, it stores food, pigments, and waste material. Okay. So vacuoles does not only store food and water, it also stores pigments and waste material. So vacuoles are the membrane bound organelle filled with cell sap. So these cell sap is the one which contains the water, food, pigments and waste material. Clear students? Okay, so let's see now the discoverer. Now this portion, discoverer. Okay, so let's talk about the discoverer now. Not very important when we talk about, when we relate to NEET syllabus, but still you should know it is discovered by a scientist called as Felix Dujardin. Felix Dujardin is a French scientist. So yeah, this was the person who coined the term vacuoles. He didn't discover, he coined the term vacuoles. Now we will see the structure of vacuoles. Okay, so structure basically has two components. One is tonoplast and the other one is cell sap. So this is the two features of a vacuole. It has a tonoplast and it has a cell sap. What is a tonoplast? This is just the membrane surrounding the vacuole, that's it. Okay, it's a membrane surrounding the vacuole, right? And cell sap is the fluid, it's the fluid filled inside the vacuole. Okay, it's the fluid filled inside the vacuole. Clear students? So this is the structure. So when we draw the structure, it is just a simple vacuole which is a membrane bound structure. So this is your membrane bound structure, and this membrane is called what? Tonoplast. Okay, so this is called tonoplast, and inside the vacuole you call it as cell sap. Okay, so which is nothing but a fluid filled material which you call it as a cell sap. Clear, students? Okay. So now let's talk about the vacuoles present in plants and animals. So vacuoles which are present in plants and animals, they both are different. Okay. Now for example, let's see in plants. First we will see in plants the vacuoles present in plants. Okay. So their feature is that they are very large. Okay. So vacuoles present in plants are very large, they occupy most of the cell, okay, and they are filled with cell sap. So they are very large in structure, okay, and occupies most of the cells, occupies most of the cell structure and filled with cell sap. So these are the feature of the vacuole present in plants. And its function, when you talk about the function of this vacuoles in plants, their main function is storage of water, okay, maintain, I hope you can see now, maintain Turgor pressure and gives rigidity to the plant cells. So I told you the plant stands firm and upright, isn't it? So this rigidity of the plant cell comes from the vacuoles, because they are very large, occupies most of the cell and they are filled with cell sap. Okay, right? So this is about the vacuoles present in plants. Now we will talk about the vacuoles seen in animal cell. Okay, vacuoles seen in animals. Now their feature is they are small in size, temporary, they does not exist permanently. Okay, they are temporary, okay, and less prominent. So NANT, less prominent in the cell. So when you see the animal cell, they are present here and there and does not it does not occupy much of the space. And when you talk about the function of vacuoles in animal cells, their function is storage. Okay, their function is storage as well as transport. Storage and transport. So these are the two functions of a vacuole in the animal cell. Clear, students? Now let us talk in detail about the functions of vacuoles. So we have just seen vacuoles in plants and vacuoles in animals. Now the general function of vacuoles. Many important functions of vacuoles. So we will see that one by one. The first very important function is storage. Okay. Now storage of what? I have already told you, it stores water, food, pigments and minerals. Okay. So these are stored in the vacuoles. We are talking about both plants and animals now. Okay. They maintain the Turgor pressure. Now this is very important in especially plant cells, not especially in plant cells. Okay. Maintain the Turgor pressure in plant cells. Third one is waste disposal. Okay, waste disposal, right? So it stores the unwanted material. It stores the unwanted material in them, and this is why it is important for waste disposal. Okay. The fourth function you can say is pigment storage. Now you may have a doubt here, because in our previous video we talked about plastids, and one of the plastid, that is chromoplast, was the one which was responsible for coloring of fruits and flowers, isn't it? Now here some of the vacuoles store the pigment as well, and hence some flower colors are due to the vacuoles in the plants. So, some flower colors are due to the vacuoles in the plant. Clear? Okay. Now, let us see a very special kind of a vacuole, a special vacuole called as contractile vacuole. Okay. Now, this contractile vacuole is present in amoeba and some protozoans. Okay. They are seen in amoeba and some protozoans. Okay. And their function is to remove excess water. Okay. Their function is to remove excess water from the cell. From where? From the cell. Okay. So, this is why it is important in the osmoregulation of amoeba and some protozoans. Okay. Now, this is one of the favorite NEET question. Okay. What is the function of contractile vacuole? Contractile vacuole is equal to osmoregulation. You should remember this. Okay, students? Yeah. So, that is it for today's class, and tomorrow will be an important class on nucleus. So, come back tomorrow, and see you till then. Do subscribe, share and follow our classes. Yeah, so the vacuoles are the one which is responsible for the storage of food, water, pigments, waste disposable, and this is the one which is responsible to stand the plants erect and firm, right? It helps the plants to stand upright. Imagine a balloon filled with water. Now what happens if you remove the water from the balloon? It shrinks, it falls down, and it cannot be firm and upright, isn't it? So the same is the function of our vacuoles in plants. So plants has a major role, vacuoles has a major role to play in plants when compared to animals. Yes. So, and of course we saw about contractile vacuoles, which has an important osmoregulations in amoeba and certain protozoans. So, hope you loved the class and understood. Any doubt, do comment me so that I can reply to your doubts. Thank you and keep watching VA NEET Academy.